In this demonstration, we'll briefly look at how law enforcement agencies can use GeoTime in order to identify trends in fraud-related crimes. So each one of these red data points is a report of fraud within inside a certain jurisdiction. What I'm going to do is going to map these by month of year. And what we can see here is that time is measured vertically. So what we have here is January near the top, February in the middle, and then March towards the bottom. So the most recent events are towards the bottom. What we're going to do is look at how much fraud crimes cost per month here by looking at damages. So we can see in January it's just under 800,000, in February just over 800,000, and finally in March it increases to almost $1 million worth of damages. And what's funny about this is that we're mapping the number of fraud-related crimes here, and we see that there's no general increase as time passes by. We would expect to see a smaller bar near the top and a large bar near the bottom, but that's not happening here. So I've labeled these here using the report tool, and we see the breakdown per month again. So the question is, how do we identify this pattern, and where are these numbers hidden? So what we've done here is isolate the total fraud crimes. We can see here is about just over $2 million over this period. What I've done here is isolated by amount reported associated with each crime, and when we do that, when we look at amounts over $10,000, we can see that there's a significant increase, especially in March. We see there's one big spike around January 1st, which is right here. It's actually an interesting small cluster, and we can zoom in on that. We can see that it happens in over a small distance. We can assume that these are related, and again we see another a cluster of them happen in March. So these are again fraud-related crimes that are over $10,000. So what we generally see, the trend here is that we see an increase in high-cost crimes over time. So now that we've identified a trend, let's see if we can find any evidence to help us inside this data set. With financial crimes, it's hard to get any physical description of suspects simply because crimes don't get reported till well after they occur. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in the location of cameras around the city on the map. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the proximity detector to see how many of these crimes happened within close proximity to one of our surveillance cameras inside the city. And the basic idea is that we get a physical description of what our suspects may look like. We may not catch every incident, but as long as we get one or two inside this data set, it'll give us a step in the right direction. And you'll notice that when I run it all, we come back with about 3 results. So here we've not only captured, which cameras may have recorded the crimes, we've also provided investigators with which times inside the video recordings they should be looking at via the reports. So now they don't have to look through hundreds of hours of footage to know which moments to look at in these video recordings.